Yes, because as it were, most of us are politically charged, but we refuse to join politics. I believe that, like I said earlier, there must be, popular participation from the citizenry. And I thought I had something I could contribute because at that time Nigeria was said to be at the precipice,
Exactly.
Politically speaking, and we all needed, all hands, on deck to at least pull us, out of the woods. So I thought I should give politics a go, and it was the more reason I actually participated in the 2014-2015 general elections, which of course had me also joining APC. Later, for the first time, I delved into politics, joined APC as a party of choice, actually. And yes, it was a good thing. We became victorious. We won from the national, had President Buhari there. Of course, won also here, and had APC government here, yes. And of course, I also won my election, which of course saw me into Kogi State House of Assembly as a member representing Lokoja State Constituency.
Exactly.
Yes, of course, a little later, which was in 2016, of course, given the trappings, in our own political arrangement here in the state, there was need for rejigging of the arrangement where the governor comes from central, of course the deputy, comes from the east of the state. So the speaker, which is number 3 position, should come from west, where I actually come from. So was the more reason why the sitting speaker then, that happened to come from the same place with the governor, had to resign. Yes, and I was, of course, voted in as the next speaker. So I became speaker of the 6th Assembly of Kogi State.
Wonderful, wonderful.
A lot that we should actually derive from democracy.
Exactly.
Since we've all have agreed that it's the best form of government. And I also hinted that most of us who believe we have something to offer, refuse to participate, which is actually the bane of our development in Nigeria. There are so many who can, who can bring about good governance, who can participate and, take us out of this, ebb, but many have refused to get involved. The moment you take legislature out, you don't have democracy.
Exactly.
So even at democracy, that we do practice, the executive is always wanting to emasculate the legislature so that they can just continue to, so indeed was what I wanted to check, and challenge that process, but since I was seen not to, go with
favoring them, exactly.
Yes, and I had to do what is right. Others will say, no, you should join them if you can beat them. No, that's not my own philosophy, because like I said, I had a reason coming in to politics, and it was the more reason why I resigned. I believe it is, continuum. It's a new party. We have just, had maybe 8 years. So probably going forward, we are going to achieve some of those ideas and programs that we have promised we're going to do. Certainly we have achieved some. You can't say nothing has happened. Yes, have we gotten everything? No, nobody got everything, but it could be better. When I came into politics, the campaigns, the elections, even as member, let alone the speaker and all that, there was no way I could do anything along with. So I had to allow arts, take the back stage, yes, and of course do more of my legislative work. So, but of course, after my tenure, I came back fully into it. And yes, so far, I paint almost every day. Even today, I've painted, and I'll paint even at night. So, but I come back again in the night to continue. That's what I do. Yeah, this one is not, I titled it Convergence. Convergence. Yes, the Convergence. The horsemen are coming together, and so it's the latest work. Just started it about just 1 week now. To be finishing soon. Yes, you can see that is Mandela. Yes, from his prison cell. Okay. As you can see, that is his prison number 46664. Yes, I actually did this to show that there's hope. He's actually in prison and he's looking out there. Yeah. He didn't know that he would leave prison to presidency. Yes. So that is
yeah. So how does it take you, if you're starting on a particular work, how long does it take you to complete? Does it take you
it depends. For every artist, you can just start. You can't tell when you can end. What is important is you should be, first you have to be in the mood. Okay? Sometimes when you will be sleeping and the inspiration comes, you just wake up and just go to your studio and start something that you may have, gotten inspiration for. So yes, that is it. Depending if it is pencil work, if it is watercolor, it could even be pastel or even oil. Whatever you're doing, it depends on the size of the work, and of course your zeal to finish on time. A work can sometimes even take a year. I have a work here that I have started since before. In fact, since 9 years now, I've not finished.
You're not finished?
Yes. Idea will come, and I will just. Sometimes I left off. I don't let me leave it. It even became. Oh, I'm sure you know this. Okay. Yeah. That's Sanusi.
Oh, yes.
Sanusi.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like this work I talked about, you can see it's so dirty that I will still finish it someday.
It's quite long.
Yeah, it's actually speaking to, like all these margeries, who just come and they rely on handouts like this, people who bring food and share to them. So I started it, like I said, about 9 years ago. Yes, when I marked my Golden Jubilee, I actually got a resource person to deliver lecture on youth education and entrepreneurship. Indeed, to even give bite to it, I took the opportunity of the day to exhibit about 40 of my works that day. Of course, I took time to talk, to those work, taking the opportunity of the youth who were there. We even invited students from secondary schools, in around town, and they were all there. So I spoke to, the young lads from the secondary school, parents who were also present, and all that. That we are living in different world today. Yes, we cannot both think that we'll go to school, come out with, some degrees, and the next thing is you go looking for a job. No, where we are today, it is not about the degrees that you have.
Exactly.
Okay, or what are your qualifications, okay, by way of certificate. It is what can you do. Okay, so what can you do is more. All right. Unfortunately, what we have in Nigeria here, we have a system where, they give premium more to certificate. All right. Over there in the West, America and other places, they kind of pay attention to what can you do, the more practical works and all that. Okay, so, and, largely you see some of them actually would go to colleges. After colleges, they stop there and, they start to take their life. But over here, somebody wants to finish secondary school, goes to university, even get masters. You could imagine. Yes, nothing is wrong with it, but it calls for national planning.
Excellent.
You understand? Yes, you need certain people to go into certain field. But you need so many other to take care of some other sectors. You understand? Like the SMEs and all that. So, unfortunately, what we have now is you have a lot of, virtually every family wants all their children to go to the university. It's not possible. You understand? Yes, you must have some plan of action where those who you can identify that is, they are cut out for academic, put them through. Those who want to learn something, let them learn. Exactly. Even those who are academically endowed and all that, let them also learn some handiwork. You understand? Yes, like I told you, between that primary and secondary school stopgap, I was able to do so many things, improve my art, develop myself and all that. Yes, you can see today, I said I have master's degree in a different field, but I still do this. Okay, it will interest you to know that I sell my work. You understand? Right from Lagos, some of my works are collected, by some popular collectors in Lagos. Some are even, hanging on the walls of banks, and some offices. Even here in Lokoja, if you go to some hotels, you find my works there. So I sell work, okay? Yes, as an artist, you do it, you enjoy doing it. But of course, you make money from it. So my advice to the young ones particularly is that much as they go to school, they should also take time to learn some vocational work, so that it doesn't take anything. You can maybe on Saturday, Sunday, go and learn. It doesn't have to be art. It could be fashion designing. It could even be cake making. You understand? Or you go and learn photography. So many things you can learn. You understand? Yes, you can see these days some people have master's degree. I saw a lady who had master's degree and they showed her the other day. She was already baking cake for sale. One other one was selling chin-chin. Why would you take all the time to go and get the degree and come and sell chin-chin? So if you can, learn something from now, start.
Exactly.
So that's my advice for the youth, and let also parents, please, let them encourage their children and ward to learn handiwork side by side and going to school.
Okay, Honorable Sir, what can you be remembered for? How we see your journey so far, the contribution so far, the economy, the state, what can you be remembered for, like you? Can you tell us one thing?
My art, is what I always also use, like you said, I said it is the potent
of life.
Yeah, after that, yes, because most of the works that I paint today, I would go and leave them, and they'll continue to live, even years after. So I want to be remembered as somebody who came, impacted his, his community on the positive side, and indeed was also an artist.
Wonderful. I'm afraid to ask this question, but I need to ask finally. I think the governor, where you are in Kogi, if you are rating the governor, Yaya Bello, has he performed?
He's almost in the middle of his second term, so I cannot rate him now. Usually it's better when somebody finishes. It is time before you rate him. So yes, no doubt he has done well in other places, but he could do better in some others. So for now, I would say, let us allow him finish. But we are always praying that, for him to succeed. That is all.